Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order, please. We have a full board in attendance, so we are good with attendance. Want to start off the meeting by saying the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, if we could just review the minutes, please, and if I could have a motion to accept. David Carr first, Brendan Lantry second. Okay, there was no correspondence to the board, so we can move on to our presentation. So we have Steve Grillo here today from Staten Island Economic Development Corp., and he is going to be discussing the West Shore Industrial Business Improvement District, and after he's done with his presentation, we do also have a resolution on the agenda as well. Steve?
I don't have enough copies. It's David's fault. He lied to me.
I don't need one of them.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just in case.
I've memorized this. You've heard this too many times.
Actually, I did review this. Yeah, I got it in an email.
Should I stand here or?
Wherever you feel comfortable.
I'll stand there.
Just don't have your head blocking her camera.
Okay. All right. This is my good sign. So thank you all for having me this evening. Tonight we're going to discuss the West Shore Business Improvement District bid. The West Shore bid is a public-private partnership that is undertaken by 27 property owners within the Chelsea-Bloomfield area. So the area where the DMV and the
Burlington
and Chuck E. Cheese areas, as well as extending further north to now what is the former NASCAR site that's currently being developed. So of those 27 property owners, there's in addition about 50 businesses that operate there. The overwhelming majority of those are industrial businesses. There are some retail as well as some commercial businesses that are located in the AGCO building, which is one of the larger tenants in the area. And a bid is established typically to provide quality of life services. Staten Island only has one bid out of the 69 in the city, and that's the Forest Avenue bid. This is unique in that it's an industrial bid. There's only two others in the city of New York, so we would be the third. And this has some strange needs in that there's excessive littering and dumping. There's some major infrastructure problems. There's certainly some roadway issues where roads aren't paved in some places, lighting, and other major issues that the advocate for the bid, which is an employee that is part of the bid budget, will address those types of things. There'll also be private security, private maintenance, and signage is a major portion as well. I've included some information about how big the bid is. It's about 229 acres, 52 parcels of that is private, about 131 acres, so a little under 2/3 of the land, and public land. The majority of that public land is maintained by the Parks Department as well as New York City DEC. Giving you a list of some of the companies. Some of these are the major industrial firms in Staten Island, and they've all been very vocal and excited about this process. In addition to the bid, the SIEDC also is the recipient of a brownfield opportunity area grant from the state of New York to the tune of $400,000. So that money is an independent pot from this budget that can be used for planning studies for brownfields, contaminated areas, and underused sites. So really this is what we consider ground zero for project development on Staten Island. The northern part of the West Shore has an incredible built environment for business, a great place to attract businesses, but there's certainly quality of life and infrastructure issues that we plan to address. So we are at the beginning of well, I shouldn't say the beginning now, we're sort of in the middle of the legislative process. We applied with our district plan, our binder to your city SBS. It was then reviewed through interagency, city planning, etc. I presented in front of the community board twice here this evening, and then we have our city planning commission hearings next week. And then it will go on to the city council, and if passed, eventually to the state controller, and then hopefully everything will be approved by the end of the year, and the property owners can have an assessment starting in January, July tax assessment. So timing is actually very imperative to get this done. Overall, It's been a very positive response. Between the three types of calculations that the city uses based on votes, we're anywhere between 65% and 67% approval, which is extremely high for a bid. We talked a little bit about the timeline. I'll just go through the budget. It's a $110,000 budget. So that's all from special assessments on the property taxes of the owners. Now those can be passed on to the tenants, but nonetheless, it's billed twice a year to the property owners. We've estimated through our $110,000 budget, we have $24,000 for private maintenance, including cutting back of overgrowth, $6,000 for signage, $17,000 and change for private security, $50,000 for a bid advocate, which is a staffer to do some of the government outreach that I mentioned, and then $13,000 for G&A, bringing us to $110,000. We've had some significant successes so far. We worked with Time Warner Cable to bring cable internet to the southern portion, Spencer Street, York Street, where they were using dial-up. So we worked and sort of navigated some of the difficult world of utilities and property ownership and easements to get that work done. So there's now probably about a dozen or so businesses with high-speed cable internet. We've been working with the councilman's office and the borough president to turn Gulf Avenue into a two-way street, which is imperative. We actually put up $5,000 of our own money to do a baseline stormwater management study for the area, and of course that $400,000 BOA grant that we got. So we're doing quite a bit of work out there already, even before the bid has been incorporated. So we're very positive about this. We think this is going to be an incredible step for the West Shore, and I'm happy to field any questions you guys may have.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Steve or any comments? David, would you like to maybe say something, being that it's in your district? Oh, sorry.
No, I'd just like to make a comment that has been presented at length to Community Board 2 and was voted unanimously to approve after considerable dialogue, meeting with our Land Use Committee, and also going over it last year as well. So Community Board 2 is solidly behind it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't have any questions, just, you know, SIDC knows the councilman is very supportive of this project. We're very gratified that the Community Board 2 agrees with the benefits of the bid, so we look forward to seeing it move forward.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Okay, so then we're going to move forward then with the resolution. So I understand I have to read this whole thing into the minutes, so please, I tried to make it and condense it as short as possible, but just bear with me for a moment or two. Whereas the New York City Department of City Planning is tasked with the conduct of urban planning within the Borough of Staten Island and the City of New York, and reviews applications filed pursuant to site selections for public facilities, urban renewal plans, and business improvement districts. Whereas the New York City Department of City Planning, in conjunction with the New York City Department of Small Business Services, has determined that the establishment of the West Shore Industrial Business Improvement District is consistent with accomplishing said goal. Whereas the Borough Board of the Borough of Staten Island agrees that the establishment of the West Shore Industrial Business Improvement District will generate economic benefit and is in the best interest of the Borough of Staten Island and the City of New York, now therefore be it resolved that pursuant to the New York City Charter, the Borough Board of the Borough of Staten Island hereby approves City Planning Application Number N140362, BDR, to establish the West Shore Industrial Business Improvement District in the City of New York, Borough of Staten Island. Can I entertain a motion to accept it?
I make a motion.
David Carr, Brendan Landry, second. And all in favor? Say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye, okay, the vote is unanimous. Okay,
I'm sorry, Ms. Mayor, I believe I'm ineligible to vote on this.
okay. All right, so one abstention.
Ineligible.
One ineligible, okay. Okay, then moving forward, any old business? Any new business? Okay, motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Dana, Charlene, okay. Thank you, all right.
Thank you.